If you know, you know. And if you know how great Manny Pacquiao is, then you also know how great Floyd Money Mayweather was. Because Floyd Mayweather was the only guy who managed to make Manny Pacquiao look average and look amateurish when they fought in the ring in 2015. And that was like 5 years ago almost, when Manny Pacquiao was actually more so in his prime than today. People claim Floyd Mayweather beat an old Manny, forgetting that Floyd was older than Manny. So there's no excuse around it. Now, Floyd Mayweather reacted to Manny Pacquiao beating Keith Thurman, and he said he ain't surprised at all. And just because he beat Manny Pacquiao and dominated him doesn't make Manny Pacquiao an easy fight, because it looked different from the other side, meaning outside of the ring. Because when you step in the ring, Manny Pacquiao is a very awkward fighter. He set traps, as he stated in the past, and just because he made it look easy don't mean it was easy work. And Keith Thurman found that out fight night. He thought Manny Pacquiao was sweet. He thought Manny Pacquiao was over the hill. He didn't think a 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao could still beat a primetime Keith Thurman. But he was dead wrong. I mean, Keith Thurman went even as far as saying before the fight that he could beat a Manny Pacquiao, a primetime Manny Pacquiao. In fact, he said that he has the style to beat a Manny Pacquiao no matter when he fought him. He felt that he could beat a Manny Pacquiao when he first started calling Manny Pacquiao in 2014 or 2015. So obviously Manny Pacquiao proved his point and proved Keith Thurman wrong. And it was the wrong thing to do for Keith Thurman to actually motivate Manny Pacquiao. See, the Pacquiao that lost to Jeff Horn 2 years ago wasn't as motivated as he was for a Keith Thurman fight. If you ask why, it's because Jeff Horn at the time was an unknown fighter. People thought he was just gonna walk through Jeff Horn, and Pacquiao thought the same thing. And even though it was 2 years ago, Jeff Horn also had a style that Pacquiao doesn't like, which is an aggressive style, a bullying style in a way, and Pacquiao wasn't prepared for that. And I had him winning that fight, but Thurman thought otherwise. So he underestimated Pacquiao, thinking that Pacquiao was over the hill. However, he turned out to be dead wrong, playing the role of a villain, trying to replace Floyd Money Mayweather in the boxing game. But one thing he did not have was the skill to back it up. He talked the talk, but he couldn't walk the walk. At the end of the day, Floyd Mayweather, he makes it look easy every time he fights an opponent. It don't matter who it is. The only two opponents he really struggled with was Maidana and Castillo. And then what Floyd Mayweather do? He gave them guys a rematch and ended up dominating them in the rematch. So Floyd Mayweather is undefeated for a reason. Even Manny Pacquiao ain't undefeated in the course of 2 decades. That's not an easy thing to do. It's not a coincidence that Floyd Mayweather was undefeated. So Keith Thurman, I remember him even from back in the day trying to break down Floyd Mayweather, talking about every time he throws the right hand, he leans forward, and before he does a pull counter, he does this, he does that with his feet. So if you watch his feet, you could know when he finna do a pull counter, so you could set him up with a 1-2 like Maidana did. But it's not an easy thing to do. Even when Maidana hurt him in the rematch at the end of the 3rd round, Floyd Mayweather never got caught with that same punch afterwards, because he makes adjustment. Doesn't mean he stopped throwing that pull counter. He just made adjustments. And that's the thing about Floyd Mayweather. Once you hit him with a certain shot, you better off not throwing that shot anymore and try to set him up for something else, because Floyd Mayweather will most likely make adjustment and not get hit with that same punch again. And that's what made Floyd Mayweather a great fighter. However, Keith Thurman thought otherwise, and he thought it was simple. And when it comes to boxing, I mean, timing, adjustments, giving your opponent different looks, it's everything. You know, Floyd Mayweather, yes, he uses the Philly shelf defense, but if you come at him and you feint him and he did a certain move, best believe if you actually throw a shot, he will make a different move, because he doesn't give you the same look time and time again. And that's what people fail to realize when it comes to Floyd Money Mayweather. So we all know if Keith Thurman actually fought Floyd Mayweather back in the day, Floyd Mayweather would have made a field day out of him, because it would have been an easy night for Floyd. The way Keith Thurman throw wild shots, Mayweather will have opportunities all night. And especially Keith Thurman defense not being solid, and his hand speed ain't being all the way there compared to a Pacquiao and Floyd. And we've seen that, and Pacquiao actually proved that fight night. I mean, Floyd Mayweather, like I said, was just have a walk in the park against the Keith Thurman. And he told Keith Thurman back in the day, I think in 2015, fight Errol Spence if you want a shot at me. And then, you know, he didn't promise him that he will fight a Keith Thurman next if he beat an Errol Spence, but he did promise him a title shot, because Thurman at the time didn't have a title. But what did he request to fight Errol Spence? He said, give me 10 million. Keith Thurman, I believe he didn't even get 10 million to fight a Pacquiao today. He got a guaranteed 2 million plus pay-per-view. So probably he got 10 million overall after the pay-per-views and all that. But at the end of the day, in 2015, he was asking for 10 million guaranteed to fight an Errol Spence, including a title shot. So obviously he was avoiding an Errol Spence fight for a reason. And I know Errol Spence, even though he wanted Pacquiao to win, because Pacquiao will fight him, unlike Keith Thurman, who wouldn't even mention Errol Spence and saying, I will fight Errol Spence next. So Errol Spence, you could tell he was kind of upset that he wasn't the fighter that gets to take Keith Thurman O, because we know the motto, I got an O and I ain't afraid to let it go. If you could beat me, beat me. But obviously he had an O and he was afraid to let it go to an Errol Spence. And I don't think Keith Thurman ever thought that Pacquiao could beat him at this age. But like I said, he slept on Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao, when he dropped him in the first round, I mean, he just hit him with reality. So like I said before, Floyd Mayweather is great for a reason. He dominated Canelo, beating him 12 rounds out of none, and the judges some way somehow still gave Canelo 6 rounds, and some of them even gave him like 4 rounds, which that was ridiculous. But at the end of the day, look at Canelo today. He one of the best fighters in the world, and Pacquiao still dominating the game at this age, and Floyd Mayweather made easy work of them guys. So we all know it's not a coincidence that Floyd Mayweather dominated Corrales, Hatton, beat Oscar. All those guys back in the day when Floyd Mayweather was pretty boy. It's not a coincidence that Floyd Mayweather made easy work of them guys and just dominated the boxing game and became a superstar. It was due to hard work and dedication and a talent that comes one time in an era. So whatever y'all try to do to discredit Floyd here and there, at the end of the day, I can't take away what he did in the sport of boxing, selling the most pay-per-view, beating all these Hall of Fame fighters, staying undefeated in the meantime. That's something we can never take away from Floyd Mayweather. So you don't gotta like Floyd. You know, you don't gotta personally like Floyd persona or like him outside of the ring. But one thing you gotta give him credit for is his work and his talent and what he did inside of the ring. That's something you have to push your feelings to the side and talk about without involving your feelings, which a lot of fans, especially Pacquiao fans and fans that hate Floyd for beating all their favorite fighters like Canelo, etc., that's one thing they can't do. So like I always say, subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't listen to these casual fans. And follow Lantoon Boxing for the funniest boxing memes on Instagram. in the description box below, and also follow me on Instagram at AkiTV, and subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell to get notified every time we go live and to be continued on the next episode of AkiTV. Peace, and we outie.